Hey guys, so today's video is something that's a little bit out of the ordinary for me. I am going to be doing a full face of matte makeup. That's right, you heard me correct, matte makeup. If you guys have been following my channel for any amount of time and you peruse through any of my videos, you will see that most of my videos are mainly centered around glowy, hydrated, dewy foundations, all that kind of stuff. So I thought that, I would kind of step out of that box a little bit and introduce you guys to a matte makeup look. So this is a full face challenge and it is completely affordable. Every single thing here is under $15. So everything I'm going to use, with the exception of brushes, I don't want to promise anything there. I have my favorites. If you guys want to see an affordable brush video, let me know. But as far as the makeup goes, you can use whatever tools you have if you want to follow along, but this makeup is all 100% affordable, found at the drugstore with the exception of one item, but it is still affordable. So what's interesting about this is that you guys know that I have very dry skin. Again, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I have dry skin. I talk about it 24/7. Here, I want to introduce you guys to a matte makeup look, even matte eyeshadow. This is for someone that enjoys a matte look. But if you have dry skin and you want to delve into a more matte finish, I have tips and tricks for you as well as how to accomplish that. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, you guys, so the first thing I want to say, if you have dry skin, it is very important, step one, to exfoliate. If you have sensitive skin, use something that goes well with your skin, but some type of exfoliation. Because obviously if you have dry skin, makeup is going to stick to that. It's going to drag, especially if you are using matte products. It is very important. Step two, I suggest, if you can, a brightening serum, a vitamin C product, something that will help restore brightness to your skin, especially after exfoliating. And then of course you want to use a moisturizer in combination with a moisturizing primer. I suggest those two steps. If you don't have both things, then make sure the moisturizer you are using is very moisturizing. In fact, if you have dry skin but you want to accomplish a matte look, I would suggest skipping your daytime moisturizer and putting a nighttime moisturizer on underneath that matte makeup. I have actually already exfoliated, toned, put on vitamin C serum, moisturized, and even put on a primer. The primer that I used was the NYX Honey Dew Me Up. This is one of my drugstore primers of choice. It isn't heavily scented. It just tames down redness, makes the skin smooth, and just sets up a perfect canvas for really any makeup. So that is the downside. If you have dry skin, there is a lot more work than just, washing your face and slapping on some moisturizer. To me anyways, if I want to achieve a matte look, that's what I have to do. The makeup that I'm going to be using today is the L'Oreal. Every time I go to talk about this product, you guys have to look at the packaging because for some reason the name just leaves me every time. The Infallible Pro Matte. Now this is advertised as a 24-hour wear. It really does wear for a long time. I'm not usually a fan of matte makeups, but from the drugstore, this is one of my favorites. I have mine in the shade 105 Natural Beige. You guys, what kind of motivated me to do this video was to shop my own stash. I have so much makeup. I'm like, I need to diversify a little bit. I need to dip back into things that I once loved that I might have forgotten about. And I feel like matte makeup gets forgotten about. So the reason I'm telling you that is because I don't know if this shade will match up. It might be just a little bit dark. We can always bronze the neck. What a bad day to choose an open neck top t-shirt when I'm using a makeup that might not match, but whatever. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're using the same product, be sure to shake it up. I'm going to be using a dampened beauty blender. If you have dry skin, again, make sure to use a dampened product. I'm just gonna dab a little bit on my hands and go to town. So use a dampened brush, dampened beauty blender, something that you can get wet if you have dry skin, because that will help disperse the product. Yep, this is going to be just a hair too dark. I bought this between summertime and fall, so we'll just have to work with it. One thing that I love about matte makeup is how it makes your skin look so poreless. If you can find the right matte foundation, you can create a look that is just makes your skin just look so like airbrushed. That's what I love about a good matte foundation. As you can see, this is oxidizing just a bit, or it's just simply too dark. I can see a stark contrast, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure to bronze up the neck. Now let's move on to concealer. I'm gonna be using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This does have more of a matte finish, which is why I'm choosing to use it. I have mine in the shade Light 20. Hopefully this will help with how much darker this foundation looks on me, because yeah, it's just a little bit too dark for me. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out using my Eco Tools sponge. And I'm also going to prime my lids with this as well. All right, perfect. Now things are brightened up. Let's go ahead and set the face. I'm gonna dip into the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This is what it looks like here. I have mine in the shade 004 Sandstorm. And I'm just gonna lightly press this into the skin. I don't wanna go too overboard with it because I personally have dry skin and I don't wanna use too much powder. One thing I love about this Rimmel powder is that it is mattifying without being cakey, and it really kind of actually blurs pores. It doesn't really say anywhere that it's gonna do that, but it really does, and it just gives your face this like soft, beautiful finish. All right, and then I'm also gonna go ahead and set the under eyes. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have any creasing. Just gonna use a smaller powder brush, dip back into that same powder, and just press that under my eyes. You can bake if you want. I am definitely not going to be baking. My skin is far too dry for that, so I'm just gonna set my concealer this way, and I'm also going to set my eyes as well. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and move on to bronze and contouring. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into my favorite, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. First things first, you guys, I need to dip in with a large brush here and deepen up my neck so that everything matches. As you can see, like I said, my foundation is just a little bit too dark for me right now, but that's okay. My neck is usually, for some reason, always much lighter than my foundation. No matter what I do, I try to match it, but it always looks light. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip it with the same brush. You guys know the trick. I angle my powder brush like this and then use it to double as bronzer and contour. I personally like this technique because it's easy, it's simple to do, it gets the job done. You bronze, you contour. As you can see, the angle of the brush hits right under that cheekbone, lifts up to bronze as well. I think it's perfect. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Let's just bring a little bit more color in. All right, I'm going to contour my nose as well using just an angled shadow brush, using the butter bronzer as well. Let's go ahead and move on to some blush. I'm going to be using the Milani. This is their powder brush. I have mine in the shade Coral Cove. Now this looks very intimidating and bright, but trust me, this provides the most beautiful coral blush. It's my favorite. You don't need a lot. Just dip in with a pointed blush brush. That's my brush of choice. Just tap off the excess and with a very light hand, sweep upwards. See, it's not overly intense at all. This blush is so beautiful. If you're looking for a matte blush at the drugstore, I definitely suggest these Milani blushes. They work beautifully and they're long lasting. Perfect. Now, obviously, since this is a matte look, we're not really gonna be using any highlighting. If you want to use a lighter powder and highlight on the cheekbones and down the nose and whatnot, you definitely can. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this as a matte look. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows, you guys. That is the one product that I do not have. I am still trying to find a drugstore product that I truly love for my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill those in and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I am back. Brows are done. Let's go ahead and dip into eyeshadow, my favorite part of any tutorial. We are going to be using the new Wet n Wild palette. This is in the shades Rosé in the Air. I love this palette. It is arguably one of my favorite drugstore eyeshadow palettes right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and create a very neutral matte look. I'm gonna start off with this white shade here all over the lid as my transition. And you know what? Let me go ahead and zoom you guys in closer. What am I doing? One of my subscribers actually, she's like, can you zoom the camera in just a little bit closer when you do your eyes? So this is for you. We're gonna dip into this shade here, just with a fluffy brush, and just go ahead and work that all over the lid, just as a quick transition shade. Perfect, now that we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and use a larger fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this transition shade up on the top. One downside, these shadows are a bit powdery, but nonetheless, they perform and blend it beautifully. And then I'm just gonna work that into the crease. I kinda wanna put this all over the lid as well. As you can see, that blends beautifully. It's a beautiful, just a neutral brown color. I love it. So this is a very easy look, you guys. There's not a whole lot to it at all. I'm gonna go ahead and use more of an angled brush, and I'm gonna dip into this kind of rust shade here. Using a very light hand, I wanna work this tighter into the crease, just to add a pop of color and a little bit more dimension. It looks crazy now, but it will turn out beautiful, I promise. All right, now that we've built up that color, let's go ahead and work on the outer corner just to go ahead and build that up a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this deeper brown shade down here, just a little bit. You guys know my favorite is to just dab those darker colors, keeping it on the outer corner of the eye. All right, and then let's go ahead and focus on the lid. Let's go ahead and brighten it up. I'm gonna go back in with this lighter shade here using a flat shader brush. I want to pick up quite a bit of this color. I want it to be pretty intense to really lighten up the look. I'm going to go ahead and put some of that along the brow bone just to highlight. Then taking a small pencil brush, dipping again into that white shade, and then working that into the inner corner just to brighten things up a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my larger brush here in a color switch. I actually got this one on Amazon, you guys, for under $7. I will put a link to it below. But if you haven't heard of these, they're just like kind of like this kind of wiry material, and you swirl your brush on the outside and it just gets all the shadow off. It makes it a lot easier when you're in between brush cleanings. So I want to go ahead and take that fresh brush and just go along the outside of this eye look just to make sure everything is soft and blended and nothing too patchy. All right, let's go ahead and work on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go ahead and work this top shade here with my same flat shader brush, dip into that, and just drag that on the lower lash line. And that completes our eye look. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and pop on some mascara. For mascara, I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Luminous Lash Paradise. So this is what I'm gonna use. I will be right back. All right, you guys, so mascara is on. If you want, you guys know I always say this, you can add liner. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of into just a soft eye look with some mascara, and that's it. That's just the look that I'm going for lately. But if you'd like to pop on like some brown liner on the top lid and in the waterline or tight line, you can add that in if you would like. But let's go ahead and move on to lips because mine are looking very, very sad. I'm gonna be using my two favorite lip products from the drugstore. For lip liner, you guys guessed it, the Essence lip liner in the shade, I don't know how I forget this, in the nude. How can I forget that? I'm gonna choose a nude lip for this look, so I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with this. All right, the lip liner is on. You guys know I'm obsessed with overlining my lips right now because it makes them look so full. That lip liner is just beautiful. If you can pick it up, do it. We are going to be using the NYX Slip Tease liquid lipstick. This is called a full color lip oil, but it does dry down kind of like a demi matte finish. I love this formula. It doesn't make your lips look dry and cracky. And it's a beautiful shade. I have mine in the shade, of course, in I Woke Up Like This. So let's go ahead and get that on the lips. Just goes on like a dream. It is just such a unique, amazing formula. Lipstick is on. It's just a beautiful color. I forgot about this color, you guys. This is like the best your lips, but better, kind of like warm, mauve-y lip shade. It is just stunning. It goes with any look. I love it. What is wrong with me? All right, and last but not least, let's go ahead and finish this look off with some setting spray. I'm gonna be using the Colourpop Amber Crystal Setting Spray. What's nice about this one is that it actually just sets your makeup so beautifully without adding too much dewiness, and it makes for long-lasting makeup, and it smells amazing. I always do a test spray. This one, if you are using it, you have to make sure you do hold it out quite a bit from your face. The spray is a bit intense, if you can see that. So there you have it. This is an all matte makeup look that is perfect for dry skin. If you guys can see up close, I don't have any cracking. Nothing is settling into any fine lines. As long as you make sure that your skin is very hydrated and brightened and exfoliated before using, ooh, I got a little bit of a droplet of setting spray on me. Before putting on matte makeup, you will have a beautiful finish. Matte makeup is just so soft and poreless and beautiful if you can find the right formula for your skin. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, give it a huge thumbs up. Let me know if you have dry skin and you plan on trying this. I would love a follow-up to let me know what you thought of it and if it worked for you using the steps that I shared. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you've been watching my videos and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now is the time to do it. I do want to say that I recently reached 1,500 subscribers. I've been in a little bit of a slump, and just recently, the past few days, I have just seen a tiny little influx, and it really does help boost my confidence. So it really helps me out a lot when you subscribe to my channel. You guys know I appreciate and love your support so, so much. Welcome to those who are new. Thank you to those who have been here with me from the beginning or for quite some time. I do have a follow-up video coming up to my BoxyCharm video, so be on the lookout for that. You guys are going to be shocked at what happened with that. Stick around, hit that bell button for notifications so you don't miss my videos. Thank you so much for watching again. Mwah! I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!